listening to the Agent Survival Guide podcast, a podcast for today's insurance agents. Informing, educating, empowering, improving the way you do business in an industry that's anything but static. In today's episode, we explore the growing popularity of community-based marketing for insurance agents, written by Isabel Vitale and Ashley Toomey. Listen as we explore why community-based marketing is becoming more popular, what it entails, and how you can get started. Quick question: do you ever get tired of being marketed to? I don't know about you, but I see a lot of advertising in a day. Some forms are more subtle than others, and I know it's not just me. We're all exposed to it. So I think we can safely say that consumers also tire of seeing ads plastered across billboards, TV, social media. We're all craving more authentic engagement, and that's why we say that community-based marketing, or CBM, is the way to go. And this is especially the case for independent insurance agents. Historically, communities relied on word of mouth. Community-based marketing is simply a modern extension of that. So let's unpack community-based marketing and how it can assist your business. We'll start out with a definition because that's where I always like to begin. And the interesting thing about CBM is that it's not so much about marketing as it is about making connections. CBM occurs within communities through open communication, shared experiences, the exchange of values, and the creation of mutual meaning. The end goal of a community-based marketer is to identify and fulfill the needs of a community. It's not to sell a certain number of policies or products. And fair warning, CBM is not as easy to implement and track as social media campaigns or direct mailers, but it needs to be part of your marketing strategy. We don't say that lightly either, but amid rising concerns about technology and AI, people are increasingly craving authentic connection. CBM naturally delivers this while also strengthening your presence in your local community. Communities are defined by shared values and interests. These spaces create meaning and a sense of belonging. And the spaces where we foster community can be online or offline. Sometimes these communities are right under your nose in your immediate geographical vicinity. In fact, you're likely already part of one. There's also something called a brand community, a relatively new concept that's been on the rise with CBM. Brand communities tap into the social and emotional needs of members. And don't get me wrong, we're not saying that you must build a full-scale brand community, but the concept demonstrates the power of shared identity. You might be asking yourself, well, why should I consider community-based marketing? And that is a fair question. We've got a few reasons that give this unique type of marketing potential. First up, CBM lets you brand on a budget. Marketing on a small business budget can be a difficult task. Community outreach allows you to gain visibility, build relationships, bring in new business with minimal investment, and set yourself apart from the competition. With these options in mind, you can expand your business brand without spending thousands of dollars on marketing ideas that only might help. And even on a slim budget, you can find new ways to create a sense of place and tailor your business strategy. Next on our list, localize your business. As a small business, you already have inroads to people in your local community, giving you a competitive advantage over larger corporations based elsewhere. But are you leveraging your connections and targeting your outreach to what resonates the most with your local market? Serving your community is a great way to meet new people, to hear what others feel and think about insurance trends, issues, and decision-making. The people serving with you could be your next lead, referral, or mutually beneficial relationship. Prospects and clients will eventually hear about and admire what you do in the community via social media and word of mouth. CBM also helps agents gain trust. Prospects don't choose who they do business with based solely on product. They look for someone who reflects their core values. In a world where insurance has become transactional, you have the power to stand out as the local human connection clients need to navigate healthcare choices. Your community involvement is a strategic way to humanize insurance, improve public perception, and build awareness of your brand and acquire loyal clients. Remember, people do business with people and make decisions emotionally. In the end, generously offering your time and establishing yourself as a local mainstay may help show people they can trust you to handle complex insurance decisions and management. Don't forget to share your story. Once you're involved, it's important to keep others in the loop. Publishing press releases, blog posts, and social media updates are all great ways to raise awareness about your activities and how you're setting yourself apart. Spreading the word is how you turn your kindness into a marketing component that builds your brand and your book. Remember, community involvement is not something to look at as a transactional event. It's all about building relationships. Seeing it only as a cash cow will lead to initial disappointment, as profiting from it will take a while. But where and how you spend your time should mean more than the business it may bring. And over time, you can even let CBM influence your other marketing. CBM is different from traditional or digital marketing, although it might involve them to an extent. Just to be clear, traditional and digital marketing still need to play a role in your marketing strategy. CBM does not replace them. Marketing is a multifaceted and omni-channel effort that we've talked about previously on the show. That being said, the mindset you cultivate as a community-based marketer should inform how you utilize other approaches. Make your traditional and digital marketing as much about emotional connection as possible. When a client feels an emotional connection to you, we believe they're more likely to have higher customer satisfaction, give you their loyalty, promote you to others, and believe in and buy your products. Humanizing your business through relationships can show your clients that you care more about them as a person with unique needs than about potential profit. So, where do you find community? There are two options. If you are really gung-ho, you can create your own communities, or you can engage with communities you're already connected to. Let's talk about creating your own first. Establishing your own communities takes time and genuine interest. However, it can be one of the most effective ways to practice this marketing strategy. Examples can include a bi-monthly morning coffee and conversation group that you host at the local library. Publicize topics of conversation and be sure to pick those that are relevant to your client demographics. You can also host a monthly or bi-monthly bingo or trivia nights at your local community center. Or if you like a more direct approach, try hosting a questions about insurance group at your office. It's helpful to have a partner when forming your own communities, as it can be a big undertaking. If you have downlines, consider asking them to assist you. Find other professionals in your area that cater to the same audience and might be interested in helping you plan and host events. The second option is to tap into other existing communities. You might already be a part of a community, or at least know of existing communities you could join where you can plant the seeds of CBM. Examples of local opportunities include your library or local community center that already hosts book clubs, existing bingo or trivia nights, hobby clubs, even exercise groups, just to name a few examples. Don't come in just advertising your services, though, and be mindful of any group rules regarding self-promotion. Build the foundation of a relationship first. Your line of work and knowledge on insurance will come up naturally over time. In the future, you'll be the resident professional for your insurance niche. Some community members may already feel comfortable enough around you to ask questions, express needs, and even employ your services. Don't forget the power of affinity partnerships either. If you're already working with other businesses or organizations in your area to garner leads, reach out to those businesses and make a CBM pitch. Build on the existing relationship and support each other, either joining a community together or starting your own. Now, how do you market in communities? We've talked theoretically about CBM marketing and given some examples of communities you can create or join. But you may be looking for some more concrete examples on how to get started with this type of marketing. There are a lot of ways to implement CBM, but before diving into planning an event, take a good look at your mindset. And we say that because cultivating the mindset of a community-based marketer will either make or break your long-term success. With CBM, you're not looking for a certain number of direct mailers to be returned or a certain number of likes on your social media campaign. You're looking for authentic relationships, which are much harder to track and quantify. To develop a strong CBM mindset, make sure you listen more than you talk. Notice the needs of people, expressed verbally or non-verbally, and then ask yourself, how can I fulfill these needs? If you nurture a good mindset, invest the time needed, and focus on emotional connection first, CBM will work its magic. But it is involvement with a purpose, to seek out needs and fulfill them, not just to socialize and have a good time. You're trying to foster an intentional community, not just the general community found in your neighborhood, town, or city at large. One that has consciousness of kind, rituals and traditions, and moral responsibility. Next, write down all the ways you can think of getting involved in a community. Don't filter out any ideas during this brainstorming session. There are no wrong answers. Consider service, volunteer at nonprofits, organize cleanups, or partner on fundraisers. And don't forget about education. Offer insurance Q&As, speak at senior centers, or run literacy workshops. This list of ideas just scratches the surface. Your list will depend on your personality, your interests, budget, and comfort level, among other things. Don't be afraid to engage communities of all ages, even if your client base is older. You never know how forming connections with younger people will impact your business in positive ways. You're building a culture of community involvement, which may bear fruit in surprising ways. After you make a master list of ideas, follow these steps. Number 1, start organizing them into a marketing plan. Number 2, prioritize some over others. Number 3, pursue one at a time and think quality over quantity. Number 4, consider your schedule and how much time you can dedicate to your CBM efforts. And number 5, draft a timeline. Getting involved in your community does take a good chunk of time and sustained focus, but investing in your selected community should pay back dividends. This next one might sound counterintuitive, but just hang with me here. Go online. Although tapping into existing communities or creating your own is easier in person, you do have the option of exploring CBM online. Digital communities can stand on their own or be part of your in-person efforts. Let's talk about outlets for online CBM. You can broadcast educational Facebook Live or TikTok videos. Join Facebook groups about different hobbies, interests, or stages of life. You can post on insurance forums on Reddit and utilize community building apps like Nextdoor. You can also read insurance blogs and post comments and share content on your social media. In general, creating unique online communities will take more time and effort to foster. Consider joining an existing community to get your feet wet with digital CBM. And remember, your ultimate goal is to listen and notice the needs of others. But what about during busy seasons? During busy seasons, like the annual enrollment period, scale back on event-heavy CBM, but stay visible. Attend meetings when you can, stay active online, and prep sponsorships early. If you lead one of the communities you've joined, assign temporary helpers to keep things running. Light touchpoints preserve your momentum without draining time. Expand your marketing mindset to include CBM where you can tap into powerful communities. With that, you can foster a sense of belonging and obligation and provide opportunities to answer the needs of others. If you're looking for a supportive agent community, Ritter Insurance Marketing, the FMO that powers this podcast, is a great example. We provide sales support, portfolio reviews, Ritter's Roundtable Facebook group, numerous online and in-person events, quoting, educational resources, and more. We would love to have you as part of our community. We will have the links to learn more and get started with us in our episode notes, so be sure to check those out and take a look through all the resources we have to offer. Thanks so much for listening to this installment of our Agent Survival Guide podcast. We will see you next episode. The Agent Survival Guide podcast is a production of Ritter Insurance Marketing, an integrity company. This episode was written by Isabel Vitale and Ashley Toomey, script proofing by Ashley Toomey. Recording and production by me, Sarah Ruppel, podcast design by Urban Rivera. Follow along with our show wherever you like to listen.